Jajamän. Shall we go and feed everyone? It's time for the evening feed. Yeah, oh. Yeah, you can see my nicely while feeding. Good setup. Okay, let's not let you see the mess. Look at me. Look at me. Cafetiel, bonjour. So, we're back at it. I want to show you how we do it on our farm. So, my parents go out in the morning, 6 o'clock, they're crazy, just what they do. I go out late in the evening, and during the day we kind of mix and match, depends on how everything's going. So, I'm going out now, it's 9-ish, it's not 9, but it's 9-ish. And yeah, I'm going to start checking on the sheep. That's also what the car is. That will take me to the dairy barn right there. So we're with the sheep. They are hungry, but as you can see, no one's not fat. Just that they're a little bit hungry. Alright, so feeding. Start with the barley, feed them, and we'll get going. What is my bucket? That's annoying. So I'm gonna chat with you a little bit on how the system works. So you can see not all of them can go at the same time, and the system's designed with that in mind. And so these things here, you're looking like so. These things here, they can go down, all of them. And when that is, I have filled this with 3 bales. That's 5 days worth of feed. So the intention is always eating a little bit. Always eating. You can see for experienced animal people, farmers, that they're not eating really fast. If they would be hungry, they would be eating at twice the rate, maybe even triple the rate. Getting the feed in. That's not what they're doing. They're nibbling, they're taking the thing. The other sheep, they are not pushing in. They know they will get it. Also, these are probably the sheep that ate fast. These are the sheep that didn't. So it's always supposed to be rotating. They're never supposed to be too full, never too hungry, and that's how the system works. Yeah, so 5 days. First day I put 3 bales in, no worries. The next day I lift this one up to its height. The day after I lift this up to its height, so that's day 3. We're on day 4 now, where I push like this. And then tomorrow is day 5. They will finish everything up, eat all the leftovers. There will be maybe a pile of yay big leftovers, and that's essentially just non-edible stuff that somehow got in there. Essentially that, or maybe a very big stalks of dead grass from the year before, or whatever it is. Yeah, so that's how it goes generally. So it's about 4.5, 5 days. With this hay, it's closer to 4, because they like it to white. With other grass, it's a different kind of density in the bale. There isn't a lot of density in these bales, not because it's the same bale, just different types of grass, different type of dry matter. So yeah, that's how that is. Looks like they are finished. Looks like you've been running around. It's dusty in there. What were you doing? Were you running after the cat? That sometimes happens. I'm gonna let you in. Alright. Normally I go here. All ready to come. Ready to come. Too fast. Slow down. So I have been speaking for a while here, but that's fine. You can look at here, mom and daughter duo working nice. Give us a kiss. Yay! Oh, you don't look really good, Black. He came late, had some nice muscles on him, but he hasn't been growing. I don't think the others are mean to him. I never see any signs of that. He's not afraid of them or anything. You can see it. Yeah, well. Closing is a bit chilly. I'm not too worried about the water, but I'm just going to close this because they're going to put a lot of hay down there if I don't. So, the first thing I do when coming into the dairy at the evening is I switch the filter right here. To start with, press this button up there, turn on the hot water just a bit. You can see what we have in the tank right now. Yeah. Quite nice. And this is our 2-day milking, so you can calculate that for yourselves. You have the last week. It's quite nice. Drying off, I think, the reason. I hope I was drying off a few. Yeah, so the water's on. I'm gonna need to put the camera down somewhere. The reason why I do it, first thing I do when I come in here, almost always I have clean hands. So, clean hands. Roll this up. Down. And then down there. That's like extremely hot water. This hurts your fingers extremely. It should be about 80 degrees. Not really warm. Maybe I need to. Not that I need to be warm, but I just set it warm. Rinse everything off. Get the other filter wet, because it will start to smell with the milk on it. Clean this especially. Water off. Milk filter. see, it's quite clean.
That went smoothly. I want to talk a little bit about the philosophy behind this feeding tactic. Obviously we don't have anything fancy, it's just me with a bucket. And these guys are on a special diet, which I'm weaning these off. I actually have to, while I remember, whatever it is, grains. But give some mixture here. This is for the youngest, which are in there. Well, they're not the youngest, but just the youngest part of here. We have some over there. You can't see it. Anyway, the philosophy here is the younger the animal is, the more protein it needs per body weight. So these guys get a lot. They're probably eating the same amount of what do you call it? Cake, grains, whatever, as the older guys. About 1.5 kilos a day, ish. The youngest might be eating more. These definitely are. That's also because these are on the transition phase from milk into hay and grains. They have been eating hay and grain before, but we're weaning them off the milk. So that's why they're getting a higher dosage of the grains. Here I have heifers, 8 of them. I'm waiting we need to do some stuff at the other end of the barn, so I can move 6 away from here, move a little bit here in the younger groups. But anyway, and here I have bulls. You can see they vary in age. I mean, this guy's the oldest, so the small white one, and he's not going to be here long term, but he cannot be on the other guys and girls diet. The one with the nose ring there, he's going to switch with him when the time comes. And you can see, like, these are 6-7 month olds, and then it jumps up to probably over a year here. An Angus mixture here. This is an old one, so the semen from his dad was born in 95, so you can see the difference between him and semen from a bull born in 2020, I think it is, rather than 21, and a huge difference. And I mean, they're looking quite good. This one actually, it's not an Angus, looks quite well. That definitely is an Angus, though. Just a beast. But also we have like this brownish one here, is very thin, but they haven't been breeding. He's looked like this since way over there, and that's at least 8 months. This has been a disparity in the group. I don't know what's wrong with him. I dosed him with what do you call it, for worms and all sorts of stuff, and nothing happened. He's never had any sort of diarrhea issues, so whatever it is, it's what it is. This guy, this one crazy guy. Yeah. So the Icelandic race, it's a bit more wild. It's less bred than the others. You can see that they're really going for it. If I went in there right now, I would not come out without significant bruises and the chance of just not coming out at all. That's very, very likely. This guy's probably the one that looks the best. This is an Icelandic one, but he is getting close to 20 months. He's definitely 19 months old, so the rate of the growth isn't great. It just isn't. Okay, dry cow feeding time.
So I didn't do a great job of explaining what we do here with the bulls. I mentioned something with the body weight ratio and protein, and the reason why we focus on that so much and the early months is that that's when the Icelandic breed grows the fastest. It doesn't grow a lot at the end. So what we do at the end is we feed them crushed barley, dried crushed barley, and that is so they accumulate body muscle and weight and fats and all of that juicy stuff. But in the beginning, they really need protein. At the end, they're starting to eat so much hay that they can fill their belly up with protein. They get a little bit from the pellets, but they're getting about 1.5 kilos a day in total. When they are 6 months, they're still getting 1.5 kilos a day. But remember that body to weight ratio. When they're 6 months old, I don't know how heavy they are, 150, 200 kilos, probably not, 150, you know. And they're getting 1.5 kilos. The oldest, like the body of the bigger ones, when they go, our average is 280 kilos. You know, dead weight, not alive. There's a certain percentage, probably 50%, so they're probably over 500 kilos in that last pen. They're getting 1.5 kilo. That's just because they can eat so much more hay to fulfill the protein need, but we add a little bit of crushed barley to get that fat into and get them into a good condition at the end. But there, that's how we focus on it. The hay is how it is. That's just the year you get every now and then.
You need to be better at eating, guys. I think the problem is you need to adjust the quantity of what they're getting, because they're finally getting into much better hay than they had been getting. So maybe I don't need to feed them as much. That would be really nice. That would balance out. But we'll see. We'll see. But theory with the dry cows is they're getting really rough, not very nutritious stuff they're just getting a lot of it. And so the philosophy is, and I mean the science, someone found this out, and it's succeeding for us, is that they just need to eat enough of this to get enough energy, but it's so much that they are essentially going to fill themselves, eat it slowly. They're a bit hungry now because, again, I wasn't here today. Usually they get a little piece after lunch and then again tonight, and so they would eat this much slower. And so what happens is that their stomach expands, but they're not eating so nutritiously that their calf goes into crazy growth stage at the end. So the calf and the lamb, they kind of grow in volume the most the last few weeks, and these girls are at their last few weeks. So less nutrition, so they don't grow as fast, because that's just going to lead to birthing problems. That's going to lead to milk fever, all sorts of issues that they might have. They might have extra swelling. No one likes that, especially in the place where the calf comes out, obviously. That's all of the reasons why we do this. But there's also an extra thing, which I said earlier, which is that their stomach expands. But it doesn't expand the same way it does when it's highly nutritious, because when that's happening, a lot of stuff is happening in the stomach. There is gases coming out, the bacteria are breaking down the stuff. So obviously they're doing it here, but they're doing it at a slower rate. This breaks down slower as well, so there isn't the extra pressure from the bacteria in the stomach. That means the stomach is expanded, not to its fullest, but it is expanded. So when they actually do give birth, they're ready to eat huge quantities, so they don't get swelled down and have to get their stomach to adjust to the big eating. That's also why it's crucial when they just give birth that they drink a lot of water, preferably as much water as the volume of the calf. Hi, this one here, she just gave birth this morning. She gave birth to that. And when I say that, I just mean he's huge. And he's not only huge, he's thick. I really need to get her into milking though. But he's been drinking from her. I saw it earlier. This is the setup we're having. It's not the best, but it's a lot better than what we had. I like that calf. It's the same one. Just fed it. Whatever you do, guy, promise me this, that you won't turn out like that.
In the next one, I'll show you more of that cow and her calf. But in the meantime, thanks for watching. Bye bye.